Because if you're just a consumer of a foundation model, then I'm not sure how you can retain enterprise value, let alone create.
For 2 years, every business has received the same advice. Just use AI. Put AI everywhere. And the man who ran Microsoft, Satya Nadella, just told you the opposite. If that's all you do, you're not going to keep anything. And here what it means. Once a model can learn from your data and do the work, what's your company actual worth? What's still yours? And this answer is a kind of new asset, a second balance sheet forming right next to people. And it calls it token capital. Almost nobody's building it, and most people are letting it leak out of the door. So we'll show you two things: what token capital actually is and what it means by hill climbing machine. And then the one move you can do this week without a huge tech team to stay ahead of this curve. And the big one, a year in, once you own all of it, what do you actually do with it? So if you run a business, this one is to watch. Subscribe if you're new, and let's go. So here's the real question is asking.
How does anyone, any individual entrepreneur or developer, company participate at the frontier, right? There are frontier models, but how does one have real agency to add value, derive value, and protect value, right? Because that's the question. Like if you have a model that basically learns from data, what's the future of the firm even?
For 100 years, a company was worth two things: its people and what these people knew. How you win clients, how you price them, how you ship them. That's human capital. But if a model can learn from data and do the work, and anyone can rent the same intelligence you can, where actually is your edge? There is still anything that is yours? And this is the real question under all of this. If you use these foundation models, where your actual value is going to be. And Satya give a name to it.
We believe a frontier ecosystem is one where every company can actually operate at the frontier with their own IP compounding over time, not just the human capital, but even their token capital.
Token capital, a second asset right next to your people. So simply every day, your business does its work. It creates something valuable. How you talk to client, how you solve problem, the calls that you get right. Naturally, that just disappear. Or worse, it feeds a model that anyone can use. Token capital is when you capture it and feed it back into a model that learns your business. So it gets better at your work. It compounds and it's yours. So how do you build it? And Satya's got also a name for the machine, hill climbing machine. It sounds technical, but it isn't. 30 seconds.
Really allow every company to build their own hill climbing machine, right? So we ourselves, climbed our hill using, as you said, very clean lineage of data, making sure we were not, adding a bunch of synth data in the mix. So all that was very much true, so that we could truly have a model where reasoning emerged, and so we now have a fantastic, good, efficient model. But inside of a hill climbing machine that any company sets up, it can go learn using the traces of that company and those tasks.
Picture a hill. At the bottom, a model that's smart but generic, good at everything, great at nothing. The same that your competitors run. Every time it does a task in your business and you guide it through yes or no, do it our way, step up the hill a bit better, a bit more like you. Do that few thousand times and the model at the top works like your best person on their best day. And that's the machine. It keeps that climbing automatically. So your competitor can run the same model. But if you build your machine, hill climbing machine, you can be ahead. They can't brand your climb, builds on your own work. And that's the token capital. So what does it take to set up one of them? 3 pieces. Grab a pen.
Our goal is every company starts thinking strategically about what's the RLE environment that they set up, what is the private evals that they have, how do they then welcome any model into that gym, so to speak, and then allow them to retain the IP and not leak value.
Because this is the whole strategy. And let me translate it for you. 1, the RL environment just means reinforcement learning. The model tries something, gets scored, and get better over and over. Think of it as a gym where your AI does your real task and gets scored. It gets better each of the time. Reps and feedback. Your private evals, that's your scorecards. Your definition of what is actually good. On brand, price it right, done the way you do it. Nobody else has your scorecard. 3, you welcome any model into the gym, any model. You are not attached to any models provider. Swap frontier, open source, license, in and out. The model was never the valuable part. The gym, the scorecard, the reps, those stay yours. And those they retain the IP. Don't leak that value. Means the wins are yours. The data, the result, the model, not the provider. You. So I want you to picture this. 2 identical agency, same AI. One just prompted, and the other one, every project they do, data, they feed the data through the gym to feed the best work back into the model. A year later, one owns a model that works like its founder. The other owns nothing. Same tool, opposite result. And the word leak matters a lot. Because if you don't do this, that's a cost. And here is the warning. In his own words, and watch how carefully he is.
Because if you're just a consumer of a foundation model, then I'm not sure how you can retain enterprise value, let alone create, right? So the only way I see this ecosystem, quite frankly, being non-zero sum or positive sum, where lots of participants can all be at the frontier, is they're able to take frontier models, take open weight models, take a model like ours, which is a licensed IP, and then hill climb on their own environment, and then build out their own IP.
Renting versus owning. Call the IP and you are renting intelligence by the hours. Same shelves as every competitor. Nobody pulls ahead and the value leaks out of the model. Owners take any model, run it through their gym and build their IP that no one can copy. And here's the useful part. Satya says that's the only future where small companies aren't just roadkill for free giant labs. It calls a positive sum. Everyone can be at the frontier. If you own your climb instead of renting someone else. So a year from now, are you going to be a renter or an owner? Now I can hear you. I don't have a team of 20 AI engineers, but stay with me because you don't need one. I will give you a solution for that as well. And quick one before the last part. This whole video is about owning instead renting, and it's the same with your own time. If you're still burning hours building newsletter by hand, that time is not going to go in your Moat. Newsletterly fix that. Blank page to fully finish newsletter in seconds and manage all your subscribers all in one platform. Get the lifetime deal, buy once, own it forever, and the link in the description below. And let's go back to Satya.
This is the easy button on it, right? So we are now not saying you need to build. So you have the hill climbing machine that has been instantiated for you. all you need is a bit of strategic discipline in making sure that these models, the harness, the context, the evals are all artifacts and constructs that you understand, and you manage them as assets. Just like how you have historically done, where you cared about privacy, you cared about confidentiality, you cared about security. I think in a world where AI comes into your company, these things will become as important architectural and strategic considerations.
So let's catch the reframe. It's not saying hire a lab. The machine gets handed to you and it's becoming a button. What you bring is discipline, and treat 4 things as your assets: your model, your harness, your context, your evals, like you protect your data and your client list. Not technical, strategic. So your one move this week for free. Pick 3 tasks that AI already touched in your business, and for each, write your eval. What does great look like in your world? That scorecard is the first brick for your token capital. And the research is blunt. The number one reason companies fail at AI in 2026 isn't the model, is that they never wrote the eval. You will be ahead of most by next week. Second, stop deleting your best work, your best proposal, your sharpest replies, the calls, the landed. That's what the model learned from. Save it. That's the starter kit. But do this for a year. And now what? And this is the part that gets me really excited. Is stop being a terrorist. A year in, you got evals, traces, context, real proprietary stuff. So, and here is the summary. 1. Keep it as a living context, feeding the model on demand. Cheap, easy to update, already most of the value. Train your own small model. This is real now. Take an open source or a licensed one model and fine-tune it on your work. And you can even train it straight against your evals. That's reinforcement fine-tuning. And Microsoft, OpenAI, and Amazon all offer it off the shelves. A few hundred good examples move the needle. You got a small, private, cheap model that act like your business and can copy it. But be realistic. Don't rush here. Evals and context first. Most who jump straight to train it regret it.
We want, quite frankly, every company, whether it's a SaaS company, an AI native, or an enterprise company, to have their own model that they can then post-train, they can RL, and what have you, right? So therefore, that'll be our goal, is to build an ecosystem around the MAI lineage of models. And the reason why we want to make sure they're still licensed is because at this point, there's going to be real need for inspection, safety, so there's the counts at which we are. And even if you look at the Chinese models, they're also quickly becoming closed source and so on. So I think there will be, and I know Jensen's working on some open weight models, and we're definitely supporters of it, but we want to make sure that we are all leading. The ultimate goal here is to have everyone have real agency in being able to take some model and to be able to then add to it and then protect it from having it sort of go back.
Their own model. That's the end game. Every company with one. Free. Point inwards first. A company brain. A new hire platform like a 3-year veteran. Your best person retires and their judgment doesn't live with them. For a lot of businesses, that alone is the whole return. 4. Turn it onwards to client. But here's the rule. Sell the outcomes, not the model. Like Satya said about electricity, you don't sell the electricity. You sell the light, sell the faster, sharper result, or an agent powered by it. Keep the power plant, the evals, the traces, the models stay in your building, hand those over, and you have handed over your Moat. And honestly, this is why I care so much. A company brain that owns your context and never leak it is exactly what I'm building. And this is why this interview really touched me. And I'm putting the full playbook, the evals, traces, building towards your own model with no tech team into a free AI native company playbook, going to all the newsletter subscriber first. So if that is where you want your business to stay ahead of the curve, go onto the list. So altogether, the moment a model can learn from data, the old idea of what a company worth breaks open. Your people are still the heart of it, but there is a second asset forming, whether you build it or not. It's token capital. And you build it with a hill climbing machine, your gym, your scorecard, any model, and it compounds into IP. No one can rent or copy, skip it. And you are renting the same intelligence as everyone else, watching the value leak out. Same tools, same model, same budget. The only difference is whether you keep what you build. One last line from Satya.
Current intelligence gets commoditized. Humans are the one species that are most adaptive in the sense of creating new value on top of what's the new commodity.
Intelligence is getting cheaper. Everyone will have it. And that's the value you build on top. And whether you keep it, so tell me below, honestly, are you renting your AI or starting to own it? What's your first task that you are going to put in your gym? I read every reply, so comment in the section below, and the full playbook go out in the newsletter, and like the video if you enjoy this review with Satya, and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you to the next one. Thank you very much.